Hello, and welcome back to another Living Life Ministry video. Today we're going to be talking about motivational devices. And what I mean by motivational devices, I mean something that you establish for yourself to help you gain your goals. Now, for most of you that are watching this, I hope you guys are using these videos to help gain more happiness and more contentment and help better yourself as a person. And when you're trying to set a goal such as bettering yourself, as in trying to find happiness or being a better person, more morally or um, psychologically or mentally or emotionally, those things can be very abstract goals. I want to I want to be a better person morally. Like, sometimes those things aren't always right in front of your face. And if you say something like, I want to set a goal like I want to stop watching TV, that's a more physical goal. That you see the TV, you say, oh yeah, I don't want to watch TV as much, so I'm going to turn the TV off. And same with something like reading. I want to read more. You see the book, you pick up the book and be like, oh yes, I want to read more, so you're going to read. But saying, I want to be a better person, I want to be a better person morally or something like that, it's a little more abstract. You don't always see something that goes, ding, oh yeah, here's a situation where I can be a better moral person. And so motivational devices is something that you can put in front of yourself to help propel you basically to achieving your goal, to be a better person or whatever it is. And if you've watched my videos on my former channel on YouTube, I did a video based on this kind of thing before, and it was the main topic was actually a blog I discovered one of my friends was doing, and he wished to remain anonymous for it because he didn't want it to affect what he was doing, and I'm not sure if he's still doing it. I should double check, but I will put up the link for the blog in the description for this video, so check that out. But basically what the blog was, well, I'll give you the title, is Being the Hero the World Needs. And basically what he was doing was he was scoring himself on his life activities, and he was using kind of like the superhero terminology to kind of guide this motivational device. And what he was doing is every time he found something he did in the day that was worthy of being called heroic, whether it was helping out with charity work or whatever, he would give himself a point. And every time he did something negative, he did something that a villain would do, he took away a point. And he was doing this to see what kind of person he actually was. He wanted to try to evaluate, was he more of a hero or was he more of a villain? And I really got excited when I heard that he was doing this, because it made me see that there were people out there who are trying to better themselves in unique ways. And it reminded me of a movie, and I discussed this in the other video, called Pay It Forward. And if you haven't seen it, basically it's about a kid who's played by Haley Joel Osment, and he does a fabulous job in the movie. And basically the kid, for a school project, decides to the project's to change the world in some format. And what he decides to do is to suggest that he will do 3 selfless acts for 3 different people. And these selfless acts means he can't get anything in return, he can't get paid, there can now be any sort of mutual understanding that he's going to do something and they're going to do something back. It just has to be something that he's giving, something that's completely selfless. So he does these 3 selfless acts, and what these 3 people who receive these acts must do is then do 3 selfless acts for 3 other people. And the idea is that if every person does this act for 3 people, and those 3 people will do it for 3 more people, that eventually the positive change and the selfless acts will keep growing until it infects the entire world in a second. So it's a very powerful idea, and it's based on a true story, for what I know. And just like being the hero the world needs, these kind of motivational devices can really make a change in a person, and even in something as global as a city or country or the entire world. So what I want to do is talk about what some of the things that you guys can do at home to try to help yourselves by using motivational devices. And one of the suggestions I want to say is there's a very old concept that goes back from when I was a kid and probably years upon decades before, which is called the swear jar. Now, I don't know what your goal is in like in regards to your life. I don't know what your goal is in regards to your personal situation. But a swear jar is a very basic motivational device you can use to help push yourself into achieving your goal. So let's take the classic situation. You curse too much and you feel a little bad and you want to do a better job and try not to curse as much. So what do? You set up the jar and tell everybody in your family that every time I curse, tell me and remind me that I have to put, a nickel or a dime into that jar. And it's kind of a fun way, and try and get other people involved. If you have a family and that you live with or some roommates or whatever, and be like, okay, I'm doing this, I'm going to do this swear jar, see if they'll get involved and make it kind of like a fun game. But it doesn't have to be limited to just swearing. A good one that a few people in my family were trying to do when I was a kid. Some of my aunts and parents, they wanted to exercise and stay healthy, so they would calculate their weight. They weighed themselves, and every time they went up, they had to give that amount of money to the other person, and every time they went down, then they got that money back. And it was just kind of a way to kind of keep a tally, and it kind of made it fun, and it gave themselves something to work towards. They wanted to gain, I want to get that extra few bucks, so I'm going to work hard and motivate myself to do this. And that's basically what you're doing. And there's lots of examples you can do. Let's stay with the swear jar for a minute. Let's say you want to do your own kind of exercise thing, but you don't want to partner up with people. Well, let's say you want to go running in the morning, or you want to get out to the gym. Well, make the goal that every time you skip going to the gym or going running, you're going to put $2 into your exercise jar. It's a great way to motivate yourself. A few other suggestions is try to work with people. Like I said before, a lot of people who go to the gym are trying to do something for their physical health, or let's say they want to read more, or they want to establish a better moral understanding. They get into groups. So a good motivational device is pairing up with people. So if you want to get out to the gym, say, pick a friend or a family member and be like, hey, would you like to go to the gym with me at 6 in the morning or 7 in the morning before work? We'll work out for an hour, and then we'll go home and it'll go about our day. If you have that plan with someone else, they're going to motivate you to go, and you're going to motivate them to go. And it's the same thing for something like I said, a little bit more abstract. You want to be a better person. If you get involved with a men or women's group at your church, or some sort of social activity at a community center or something like that, or get involved in charities, then all of a sudden you have a motivational device to get you out there. Another good motivational device is do kind of like what I'm doing. Let's say you want to try to become a better person. You could do something like my friend's doing on his blog with Being the Hero the World Needs, and document your life, or document what your opinions are, or your views, or the things you're doing to try to change yourself for the better. Making kind of a public statement and saying, I'm making an effort, kind of puts the public eye on you for a little bit. So what all of a sudden there's a little bit of pressure to keep going and trying to do something better. And these little things are great ways to help propel yourself to achieving your goals. And I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a challenge. The pay it forward. If you watch this, I want you to try to do that this week. Try to do 3 selfless acts to 3 people, and they can't remember. You can't get anything in return, and you can't get any sort of compensation. They can't do anything for you. It has to be something that you're just doing for them. It has to be something that benefits them. If someone says, I want this, and it's a destructive thing for them. Like if they're a smoker and they're trying to quit, and they're like, oh, I really want to smoke. Don't give them the smoke. That doesn't count. Try to do something that's going to benefit them for the better. give your tips from your work to the homeless guy on the street. Do something that someone can't pay you back, and something that isn't going to hurt anybody. And tell them that all they need to do is now do 3 things and pay it forward. And give that a shot. See how that makes you feel. And if you have any experiences or you have your own motivational devices you want to share with me that I can then share with people through my videos, please email me. I'm going to put my email in the description below, and I'll say it for you right now. It's shaw.livinglifeministries@gmail.com. I'll say that again. It's shaw.livinglifeministries, all one word, @gmail.com. So yeah, so email me any sort of motivational devices you may use, or motivational devices you may come up with after watching this video, and try to pay it forward. It's a great thing to kind of get yourself going, and see the movie. If you haven't seen the movie, it's a beautiful movie. And finally, I will post up the old video where I talk about being the hero the world needs, and pay it forward from my previous channel up, so you can check that out too. And take care, and God bless. All right, bye bye.